All right, guys, so what we have here is the tutorial on how to set up the chemistry notebook, just in case you didn't finish a class or whatever the reason. Let's start by the basics. So the first thing that you need is a composition notebook. 100 sheets to 200 pages is what you really need, because believe me, we will be using basically the entire notebook for chemistry. Um, you have Okay, let me just. Okay. First thing that to do, number all of the pages. Every single page has to be numbered, front and back, front and back of that page. All right. First page, of course, is page 1. The back of that page is going to be page 2. And you're going to continue doing this all the way until page 200. All right. Okay. Okay, so the back of the cover page, right, of the cover of your notebook, you have to glue or tape the notebook rules. You have the rules in Spanish or English, so you decide. Make sure that you read these rules because they're very important, right? So on the back of the front cover page, the cover, you need to glue or tape your notebook rules. All right. So here we have page 1. As you see here on page 1, you need to write down your student name, not only your name, but your name and last name. Subject, which is chemistry, block if it's 1 and 2 or 3 and 4. Teacher, my name, of course, is Miss Gonzalez, and we are in room 213. That's for page 1. And if you see, you actually can look at this part here. I number my page with the number 1. So that's my first page. Okay, here we have page 2. You see that the back of page 1, I have a number 2. On this page, you are not going to write anything. Just that 2 on top, and that's it. You're going to just leave it just like that. All right? Let's go to page 3. On page 3, we are starting our table of content. Okay, again, you see that on the top, I have that numbers right there. Okay, you see that I am giving a title to this page, and the title is table of content. The table of content might have 3 columns. You should have your date, the date that we're going to be discussing any type of topic, the topic title, and the page number where you're going to write your notes. Okay, so this is a good example. I just started my table of content with everything that we're going to be setting up our notebook with. All right, you see this note here? It says that pages 3, 4, 5, and 6 are designated for the table of content. So I'm sorry. So pages 3, 4, 5, and 6 are for table of content. All right. Okay, so page 7, okay? Page 7, the title for page 7 is syllabus. This is where you're going to tape your syllabus, and just make sure that you tape it just along the edge here, all right? Just along that edge there, because you want to make sure that that page can be flipped to the other side, right? All right, so page 8. Page 8 title is semester passes. This is where we're going to have the passes for the semester. I'm going to go over this during class. So just look at that. You have the page numbers on top and you have the title. Okay. Page 9. In page 9, you should have the laboratory safety contract. And if you look at this picture here, I just cut it so that the contract itself fits in one page, and I just tape it throughout all the 4 edges. All right. On page 10, sorry, you have the NFPA rating explanation guide. Page 10, again, page 10 is numbered, and the title is NFPA rating explanation guide. Make sure that it's well taped throughout the entire 4 edges, all right? Page 11. On page 11, you should have the lab report format. Just make sure that on this page, you are just taping this part. Actually, you can tape the entire thing because we don't have anything. So you can tape through, the edges down, right? So we don't have to flip it. Just make sure that you can fold it in half, and that way, it will be nicely done. All right, here we have page 12. On page 12, you have race conclusion guiding questions. These are the guiding questions that we're going to be using to write the conclusions for the lab reports. Or anytime I tell you that you have to write a race conclusion, these are the questions that you're going to use as guiding questions, unless I give you anything different. Okay, these questions are in English and Spanish for those of you that need the translation. Okay, so that's page 12. Page 13, we have the types of errors. Okay, we are going to go over this in class, or we went over this in class. We have 3 types of errors. Okay, so that should go on page 13. Page 14, here we have 2 examples. An example of a bad example of a race conclusion, how you should not write your conclusion. And then on the back side of that paper, you have the good example of a race conclusion. So just make sure that you just tape this paper just on that edge there. All right, so you can flip the page. Page 15. These are instructions on how to make a graph on Google Spreadsheet, because we're going to be using this a lot for lab reports. Okay, so page 15, how to make a graph on Google Spreadsheet. You see that I wrote down on top of the paper the number 15, because when I number all of my pages and I put this, I taped this page, the number 15 was covered. So I just wrote it on top of it. That's no biggie. Okay. So number 16, we have the Unit 1 matter, objectives, and essential questions. And for every unit, we're going to be doing this. Okay, so this is where we're going to start putting, basically start the unit for chemistry. Okay, so page 16 is Unit 1 matter, objectives, and essential questions. So this is it for notebook setup.